Ever get the feeling the world's playing a game you weren't invited to? Like there's a grand stage and you're just a spectator watching from the sidelines? Like there's a secret meeting and you're stuck outside? The doors are closed and the decisions are made without your input. Turns out, you're not far off. The world isn't a level playing field. It's more like a chessboard, where the pieces are moved by unseen hands. It's tilted. And guess who's holding the lever? Those who have the power to control the game, to set the rules, and to decide who wins and who loses. We're talking about the elite, not just the super rich, though they're part of it. It's a network of influential individuals who have the means to shape the world to their advantage. We're talking about the individuals and groups who hold disproportionate power. They sit in boardrooms, attend exclusive meetings, and make decisions that affect millions. They influence decisions, shape narratives, and steer the course of global events. They have the resources to control the flow of information and the ability to manipulate public perception. They operate in the shadows, pulling strings, making things happen. Their influence is often invisible, but its effects are felt everywhere. Think about it. How many times have we seen policies benefit a select few while the rest of us scratch our heads? How often do we see the rich getting richer while the average person struggles to get by? How often does the news feel less like information and more like a carefully curated story, a narrative designed to keep us distracted, to keep us from asking the right questions? This isn't an accident. It's the system working as intended, designed by those who benefit most. It's a well-oiled machine, with every part working to maintain the status quo. The first step to challenging a rigged game is understanding how it's played. We need to see the board, understand the rules, and recognize the players. So buckle up. We're about to take a deep dive into the world of elite control, exposing the mechanisms they use to maintain their grip on power. We'll uncover the strategies, the alliances, and the hidden agendas that shape our world. Let's be clear. Democracy is a beautiful idea. The problem is it's easily manipulated. While we focus on elections, the real power plays happen behind closed doors. In the corridors of power, where lobbyists whisper in politicians' ears and campaign contributions speak louder than votes. Think of it like this. Imagine an election as a horse race. We see the horses, we cheer for our favorite, but what we don't see are the jockeys, the trainers, the owners. They're the ones calling the shots, influencing the outcome. Elites understand this game better than anyone. They invest heavily in politicians and political parties, ensuring their interests are represented at the highest levels. They fund think tanks and research groups to shape public opinion and influence policy decisions. Money talks, we all know that, but for the elite it sings opera, writes poetry, and throws lavish parties. Control over the global financial system is arguably their most powerful tool. They use it to dictate economic policies, shape markets, and ultimately control the lives of billions. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? That wasn't an accident. It was a direct result of reckless speculation and predatory lending practices by financial institutions, many of whom emerged from the crisis richer and more powerful than ever. Meanwhile, millions lost their homes, their jobs, their livelihoods. This is the reality of elite control. They win, you lose. They profit, you suffer. And the cycle continues as their wealth and influence grow, while the rest of us struggle to keep up. In the age of information, controlling the narrative is paramount. And who controls the narrative? Increasingly, it's a handful of massive media conglomerates owned and operated by, you guessed it, the elite. These media giants determine what we see, what we read, what we hear. They bombard us with carefully crafted narratives designed to shape our opinions, influence our behavior, and ultimately keep us passive and compliant. Ever notice how certain issues get endless coverage, while others are conveniently ignored? Or how dissenting voices are often silenced or ridiculed? This isn't a coincidence. It's the power of media manipulation at work, shaping our perceptions and limiting our understanding of the world. We live in a world of seemingly endless choices. But how real are those choices? From the products we buy to the leaders we elect, the options presented to us are often carefully curated, designed to maintain the status quo and keep the elite in control. This is the essence of manufactured consent, creating the illusion of choice while ensuring that all paths lead back to the same destination, a destination where the elite remain firmly in charge. And what about those who dare to challenge the system? They are often met with swift and decisive action. They are discredited, silenced, or worse. The message is clear. Step out of line and there will be consequences. The idea of an elite ruling class is nothing new. It has been a recurring theme throughout human history, manifesting in various forms and structures. Throughout history, societies have grappled with the concentration of power in the hands of a few. This concentration often led to significant social and political consequences. From the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, who were considered gods on earth and wielded absolute power, to the feudal lords of medieval Europe, who controlled vast lands and commanded the loyalty of knights and peasants, the story remains remarkably consistent. These rulers, regardless of the era or region, shared common traits and methods. These ruling classes used their power to amass wealth, suppress dissent, and maintain their privileged status. They maintained their grip on society through various means, ensuring that their authority remained unchallenged. They built elaborate systems of control, including bureaucracies, military forces, and legal frameworks, often justified by divine right, claiming that their authority was sanctioned by the gods or some other form of ideological justification, such as the mandate of heaven or the social contract. Today, the methods may be more sophisticated, involving complex financial systems, media control, and technological surveillance, but the underlying principles remain the same. The concentration of power and wealth in the hands of a few continues to shape our world. The elite, whether they be corporate titans, political dynasties, or tech moguls, wield significant influence over global affairs, continue to exert their influence, shaping policies, economies, and even cultural norms, shaping the world in their image and to their benefit. This enduring pattern of power dynamics highlights the resilience and adaptability of ruling classes throughout history. The consequences of unchecked elite control are far-reaching and profound. When a small group of individuals holds disproportionate power, it undermines the very fabric of democracy. It leads to inequality, injustice, and a fundamental erosion of trust in institutions. We see the effects all around us, in the widening gap between the rich and poor, in the erosion of public services, in the increasing influence of money in politics. These are not isolated incidents but rather symptoms of a deeper malaise, a systemic crisis that threatens the very foundations of our society. The longer we remain passive, the more entrenched elite control becomes. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. The good news is, the power of the elite is not absolute. They rely on our apathy, our ignorance, our willingness to accept the status quo. But when we wake up, when we educate ourselves, when we organize and mobilize, we become a force to be reckoned with. The first step is awareness. We need to understand the mechanisms of elite control, to see through the propaganda and the manipulation, to recognize the systems that keep us down. Once we see the problem clearly, we can start to address it. We can support independent media, hold our leaders accountable, and demand a more just and equitable society. The fight for a fairer world is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a long, arduous journey that requires us to pace ourselves, to gather our strength, and to support one another along the way. Just like in a marathon, there will be moments of exhaustion and doubt, but also moments of triumph and solidarity. It requires persistence, dedication, and a belief in the power of collective action. Every protest, every town hall meeting, every volunteer effort is a step towards a more just society. These actions, though they may seem small on their own, collectively build the momentum needed to drive significant change. We may not be able to dismantle the system overnight, but we can chip away at it, challenge its legitimacy, and create a better future for ourselves and generations to come. Each brick laid, each tree planted, each playground repaired is a testament to our commitment to building a better world. The choice is ours. At every crossroads, we have the power to decide the direction we take. Whether it's casting a vote, making a decision in a community meeting, or simply choosing to act with kindness and integrity, our choices shape the world we live in. We can continue to be passive observers, allowing the elite to dictate the terms of our existence. We can sit back and watch as decisions are made for us, as our futures are shaped by those who may not have our best interests at heart. Or we can stand up, raise our voices, and demand a world where power is more evenly distributed, where opportunity is available to all, and where the needs of the many outweigh the greed of the few. By participating in protests, speaking up in meetings, and using our voices to advocate for change, we can help create a more equitable society. Let's choose wisely. Every decision we make, no matter how small, contributes to the larger picture. Whether it's the products we buy, the books we read, or the trees we plant, our choices have a ripple effect on the world around us. The future of our planet, and indeed, our very humanity, may depend on it. Our actions today will determine the world we leave for future generations. Let's work together to ensure it's a world we're proud of.